Hi, and welcome to my channel. My name is Rachel Edmond Marchbanks. I am an educator, I am a mentor, a life coach, and a survivor. But more importantly, what I hope to be today is an example to you of what life can be in spite of what it's been. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I'd like to say welcome. And for those who are returning, please know I am forever grateful for all of your love and support. If by chance y'all hear something today that resonates with you or you think may be helpful to someone else, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button so we can get this information out, grow the channel, and impact as many people as possible. And as always, if you have any kudos or concerns, please feel free to place them in the comments below. So once again, I really want to let you know how grateful I am for this opportunity to just spend a few minutes of your day with you. And without any further ado, let's go higher with today's message. I'd like to share a little something about myself, and that is I am a tomboy. I'm from the Southern Plains of Oklahoma, and as a baby girl of 8, of pretty scrappy as a kid. Not much into tea sets and Barbie dolls. No, that wasn't me. I'm more into where's the nearest game of throwback tackle and who's playing 21. So if there's a game going on, sign me up, because as soon as I can get there, I'll be there and put my name on the list. That's just who I am. It's the way God made me, and I'm so thankful for it. But one of the gifts that God gave me as a child was I love the game of basketball. I mean, I devoured the game of basketball to the point where, like at the end of the school year in elementary, we would have these talent shows. I don't know, somebody be playing Beethoven, some other kids clogging or tap dancing around, and maybe somebody else is doing gymnastics, but not me. I am on the stage doing ball handling drills. Do y'all hear me? Ball handling drills, because that was my talent. And I knew it. It was something that I was very good at. And I wanted to show the world if they can do it, I could do it too. And basketball, again, was a gift God gave me. And it has sustained me really throughout my life, all through high school. I went on to play a little bit in college and for the military. And even now, here in Tennessee, I found an over 50 league that I can continue to play and continue to be active. So it's still been a really vital and integral part of my life. And one of the things that has come to me in light of everything that's going on in our world, and in the midst of COVID and economic stuff that's going on, and just inner and external stuff, personal stuff that we're dealing with, is the concept of a timeout, okay, or the strategy of a timeout. And that's one of the tools, that can be utilized in any game, but we're going to be talking about the game of basketball. One of the things that I was thinking about is, what is the difference between a timeout and pause, all right? Timeout and a pause. And so I thought, well, when you hit pause, like on one of old cassette players, when you hit pause, it seems that you go off and you do whatever you're going to do. And when you come back and you hit pause again, you start right back where you were, okay? It's not like there's been any particular movement forward or backward. There's no movement. It's just been a pause in time. Things were like held, okay? So you go off and you do what you're going to do. You come back, you hit pause, and you start right back where you were, as opposed to a timeout. In a timeout, in my mind, that's a time for strategy. All right. During a timeout, you don't call a timeout just a waste of timeout. You call that timeout because there's a purpose to this thing. In this interim, in this time, in this space, I am going to put something into play. I'm going to come up with a plan. I'm going to implement a plan. There's something going on. There's some movement. There's some strategy. There's some progression going on in this space. So when I come out of the timeout, okay, unlike a pause, when I come out of my timeout, it's time to see some movement. It's time to see some progression. It's time to see some positive change, okay? So in the realm of basketball or any sports, there are a group of people, okay, in any sport, but particularly basketball. that run that arena. Okay, you can't miss them because generally speaking, they're gonna have on black and white striped shirts, and they're gonna have on black pants and a whistle around their neck. Okay, they are the referees, they are the officials, they are the authorities in that space. All right. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you're the reigning champions. I don't care if y'all #1 in the polls today or you are the athlete of the month. When that ball goes up, the referees, the officials, the authorities are who has the say in that arena. Okay? Now, in basketball, when you utilize a timeout, it can be used like a particular strategy. And I'm just going to go from my experiences, which come from way, way back in the day, back in the 80s, okay? Back in the 80s, you could do what's called stalling the ball or stalling the clock. You can't do that anymore to that extreme because of the shot clock, thank God, okay? But at any rate, back in the day, let's just say something's going on, so we're at the bench and the coach is saying, look, this is what we're going to do. And when we go back out on offense, we're going to run this particular play. When the ball goes through the hoop, call time out. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. So everybody goes out to the court, right? So the players run, the ball goes up, it goes through, and all of a sudden everybody's getting to the ref's face. Time out. Why? Because they want that clock to stop. Okay, they want that clock to stop so that they can clear the floor, go back to the bench, sit down with coach, have a little more time that he's been working on some stuff. Do this play so we can go back out, strategize, go back out on the floor in preparation for a win, right? We're doing this stuff in preparation for a win. That is the coach's strategy, okay? That's the coach's strategy. There are other times in the game, though, that a timeout can be called, and it can be called by the referee, all right? I don't know. Let's just say one thing that comes to mind, to my mind right now is, believe it or not, there was a game where we were playing and a girl lost her contact, and I mean they shut it down. Now remember, we didn't get our contacts in a box. Okay, contacts were expensive. All right, they were precious and they were hard, so we had to stop the clock. And in fact, they did. They stopped the clock, and believe it or not, we actually found the girl's contact. So we find the girl's contact, and life goes on. And there are other times when a ref may call a timeout, and it may be because of I don't know, maybe a malfunction or whatever. Maybe something's wrong with the scoreboard, and you and I both know if 2 points don't go up on that scoreboard, we're gonna have a problem in the stands. But regardless, where I'm going with this is the referees, the authorities have the ability to say time out. Everything stop. Everyone, clear the floor, go to your respective benches, go to your respective homes, go to your respective families. And I'm talking right now in light of COVID, okay? We have all been placed on time out. The sovereign God of the universe has put the whole world on timeout. My question to you is, what are you doing with this time? What are you doing during this timeout? Okay, because I'm telling you, this is a time for strategy. Even in the midst of it, even in the midst of the turmoil, even in the midst of the uncertainty, even in the midst of the unknowing, all of this, it is still a time for strategy. It is a time to look at your life. What are you doing? Where have you been? Where are you trying to go? What do you have in place to get you there? What needs to be plucked up? What needs to be planted? What needs to be moved to the left? What needs to be moved to the right? I don't know what's going on in your life, okay? You know yourself better than I ever will, but I will tell you that for me, in this time, I'm taking advantage of this time out. Because hear me, this is a timeout that's called by the referee. It don't even count against me. It don't even count against my timeouts. This is a timeout from the referee. I encourage you I really do encourage you to take some time in your life, find the time in your life to look at where you are, where you're trying to go, where you've been, and really what needs to stay, what needs to go, what needs to be planted, and what needs to be plucked up. This is precious, precious time, because there's going to come a time when that whistle is going to blow. And when it blows and he says, play ball, it's in preparation for a win. Okay, it's all in preparation for a win. So before I go, I'd like you to consider some things, to think about some things that came to me. I was looking at my empowerment cards today. And one of the questions that came to me that I drew was, why am I doing the things I'm doing right now? Why are you doing the things that you're doing right now? Okay, that's something that you need to just really take a look at that, write it down, and ponder that. Why are you even doing some of the things that you're doing? Is it because that's the way we always did it? Just say it. Another question that I had was, even in considering these things that you're doing, what's the worst that could happen if I let go of the things that no longer serve me? What's the worst that could happen if you finally let go of that stuff that's not working for you anyway? What's the worst that could happen? I hope that you take some time to really think about these things, because I'm telling you, there's going to come a day, and it's going to be sooner than we think, that we are going to be called back into the game of life. We are going to be called back to work. We are going to be called back into the regular social interactions that we normally have. So I'm hoping and praying that during this time, you've taken the time to get to know the people that are around you, get to know your families, get to know the ins and outs, get to know yourself. Take some time for yourself. This is a time of strategy. And my prayer for you is that you have taken this time and that you've used it wisely. Because again, when he says play ball and we step back on that court, it's in preparation for a win. Thank you.